Happy Friday, Denver. Thanks again for joining us here on the Mile High Life Network. If you're watching on YouTube, we certainly appreciate that. We'd like to see some support on the audio side as well. Mile High Life is your premier podcast network for everything 5280. It's fantastic. You're going to want to get involved. You just got done listening to the Fricassinas. We have an announcement coming about them here in just a little bit, so stay tuned on that. My name is Kevin Badstone. So stoked to be back here on Happy Friday. We're bringing in the weekend, a Super Bowl weekend. It's time to let her rip, Tater Chip. Joining me as always, Mr. Arthur Raw.
So happy to be here. And key word of advice for this week is butter that biscuit before you bite it, baby.
Well, that's always words of encouragement from Mr. Raw. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Denver's finest, John Ekstrom.
What's up, everyone? Good to be here in the driver's seat. My boy Kevin here is running the show. I'm on the ones and twos. I'm pleased to be with you. Kev, where are we going first?
Man, it's Super Bowl weekend, guys. It seems like the NFL season just started. I mean, we're here already. It's the biggest sporting event, basically of the year.
It feels like it just started to you?
It really does, man. Because we kicked the show off right around the beginning of the NFL season, and it feels like
oh shit! No, good point. Yeah.
It flew by.
Yeah,
it definitely flew by. Obviously, none of my teams are in it. Brady's gone. We talked about that last week. Who you got?
Who do I got? Boy, I don't know. Let's see here. Anyone but the fucking Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
So as a Bronco fan, right?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that gesture.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me.
Let's air fist bump here. There we go.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Eagles all the way. I think they're just overall they're a better team on paper.
Yeah.
They played well all season long. I think that they are the team.
But look, I got to give it up because Mahomes is one of my favorite quarterbacks that I've watched play in recent history, and it's so fun to just see him dominate on the field.
Dude, the guy is exciting. The guy is excitement personified, as Gorilla Monsoon used to say, one of my favorite all-time WWF announcers. He is excitement personified. The electricity is so thick in the air, you could cut it with a knife. And so, I don't know. It's going to be a good game.
I think so.
Mahomes is kind of not at 100%. Neither is Jalen Hurts.
That's true.
But I don't know.
It
should be an interesting game.
Yeah, I like Philly by 7, I think. But you never know, man. It's like, we always say, any given Sunday. Anything can happen out there.
What are y'all doing?
No, I don't really have any Super Bowl plans. I mean, you're probably going to come over. I'm going to cook food for you or something.
Excellent. I like the sounds of this. I like where this is going.
So, wait, you guys are doing something together?
I don't know. Are we making those plans live action on Happy Friday?
I'll see you Sunday.
Sounds good.
I'm shocked.
John, do you want to join? Bring the fam by?
I will probably be hungover, and we'll get to that because I got shit going on Saturday.
Gotcha.
We'll see what happens on Sunday. As long as we're talking about the NFL, we didn't even put this in the rundown, but the Broncos hired Sean Payton this week.
Yep.
So that's probably worth a note here because that's about as good a hire as they're going to make.
Sean Payton is an amazing coach. We saw what he did with the Saints. Loved listening to him in the booth last year and on the commentary side. I think he's going to bring a lot of value to Denver.
Yeah.
Denver's needed a good leader here for a bit. They've struggled in the coaching department, so we'll see what happens here in the offseason.
Yeah, but you know what? If you want sports content, go to our compadres at our sister network, Mile High Sports. They got you covered on that.
Oh, my gosh,
we are not your sports guys. This is Mile High Life. We're going to talk about other sports, notably that Kip Wilson and Scott DeHuff have been covering. We got curling, Kev. What's going on with curling?
Man, there is curling at the Coliseum, guys. Now that the stock show is over, we're bringing in some at the Denver Coliseum. A little bit of curling, both men and women's. I've never seen it live action. I've only ever watched it on TV.
I bet you it'd be really exciting to watch live action.
It's a fun sport. Like when a lot of people that aren't familiar with curling, they look at it like it's silly a little
Yeah.
bit. You're throwing a rock down the ice, and then you got I don't know what the proper term is for the sweepers.
Shuffling? Is it shuffling?
No. I mean, they're sweepers, I think.
Is it
sweeper?
sweeper?
I honestly don't know
scuffer?
either.
I don't know either. Somebody is probably.
Let's make some shit up here. I like scuffer. That's nice.
We can totally figure this out.
So
Get aggressive.
Sweepers. Ice movers.
Icers.
Icers.
No,
yeah.
because what they're actually,
people will love that.
They're keeping friction and like keeping this little thin layer of less ice. It's not as cold, right? So that way it has this surface level that I could slide on easier. So that maybe they're like frictioners. I don't know.
So one thing about curling that I love, I watch it during the Olympics at all times.
It's one of my favorites.
The captain of the men's curling team, he's been there forever. My wife is like, you kind of look like him. And
really?
that dude's kind of a snack, too. So I go, all right, cool. My wife's into what I'm putting out, and I'm into that. That's nice.
A thin slice of all right.
God bless you,
and
sir.
I'm also in agreement with that opinion.
Yeah, curling's fun, man.
Yeah, curling is great. And plus, Sweden, my country's really good at it.
Oh, okay.
Those are my peeps.
Yeah.
So
The Swedes
Yeah.
sending the ice. It's not an ice ball. It's a rock down the ice.
Yeah, well, no, they're stones.
Stones.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, aren't we all in Colorado?
Aren't we all stones? Yeah.
Rocky Mountain High. But here's the deal, right? It kind of does follow shuffleboard a little bit, like the style of it. You're trying to knock shit out of the way to get your stone as close to the middle as possible by being strategic with it as well.
Okay, so Art, I got a story about that. So the very first time I ever smoked pot, we were camping, and so I'm like 18 years old. Okay. And I meant to say something like, I don't get stoned often, and so like I had this whole sentence that I was going to say. What I said was, to my friend Robin, I go, I don't stone. And she goes, okay. And that was it. And I left it at that. That was all I fucking said. And so now anytime I see her, she's like, hey, John, I don't stone.
I don't stone, John.
I don't stone. I don't do weed.
Yeah, I don't stone.
That's fine.
Well, if you like watching stones get thrown down the ice, that goes into the 11th. And I love a good smoke story. I'll tell mine on another episode.
Okay, perfect. All right, Kev, we got more sports, right?
We got all kinds of fun stuff.
Is this actually Mile High Sports? What the fuck are we?
I know,
how did we structure this show? I
guess
get
it's because of the Super Bowl, like the energy's high in sports,
totally.
and it's just fun and the competitive nature.
We're hopping on the media bandwagon, unfortunately.
No, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I think fortunately we have the ability to talk about this. So check this out, guys. There was a 9-year-old boy in Chicago that broke the.
This one is cool.
Yeah, this is great. I got to have my random records. We've had some fun ones on.
I like
here.
these.
The blind horse. We've had a couple. The puzzle.
Sure.
Or the Legos, I guess it was. This one's pretty cool. He broke the record blindfolded, dribbling a basketball.
Wow.
Okay? At 9 years old, he did it for an hour and 20 minutes. I don't think I could do that. Broke the previous record of an hour and 6 minutes and raised money for cancer research, all the while doing it. Just a fun story.
Wow. What a dude. And plus, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, was not there to kick the basketball away from him like he did to that young child at that WWF event, making Ted DiBiase one of the best heels of all time. So...
John, only you would know that. Well, I would say only you would know that. Out of the three of us.
In this room,
I did not know that.
It would only be me, right?
But that sounds like a dick move, okay?
Yes.
It is a dick move.
That's what a wrestling heel would do.
Yeah. So did the kid that broke the record, was he standing still? Was he just in place? He could put his feet wherever he wanted? Like, what? Yeah, I don't know the rules. I didn't see this.
He was blindfolded and just had a consistent dribble going. Like, he'd have to stay in rhythm, obviously, because I think if he got too aggressive with it, if he messed up the dribble, you'd have to start over.
So one of the things I've always wondered about with records like this is impressive, no doubt. I just want the highlights.
Yes.
Right? I don't. Because for what was it, an hour and 20 minutes?
20 minutes. Yeah.
So that's 80 fucking minutes watching this blindfolded kid just like.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like a thin slice of hell.
No, it has to get exciting at like 20 or 30 minutes. You're like, I can't believe this kid is still going.
Well, yeah, it's going to be intermittently exciting, right?
Well, he was 9.
You're going to have these moments.
Right, but like, okay, so I saw a guy break a world record for longest plank. That's a man on his feet and elbows
for a long time,
for fucking hours.
How long did it go?
I don't know. I read this eons ago,
I'm
but
pretty sure it was over an hour. This guy did this.
So Kenny G had the record for longest note blown on
a sax.
Yeah, so he could do circular breathing.
Oh, I think.
But that's like who wants to listen to one fucking note for that long?
For that long. Yeah.
So like these world records, they're fascinating, and I will never ever discount them.
Yeah.
Don't make me watch them as they're happening live.
I would kind of agree with that. Yeah, they're cool to talk about, but to sit there through that whole process, whatever it is, it can be pretty boring, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? But congrats to him, and he raised money for cancer research. That's what you want.
That's the coolest thing is he ended up raising money doing it, and yeah, so congrats to him. Don't know his name because he's 9-year-old kid out of Chicago, but
no, way to go, way to raise the money. I mean, that's important, giving back, right? And so I want to give a congrats actually to one of the co-hosts on this show that we have here, and that would be Kevin. Congratulations to Mash the Gas podcast and Jeff Davis, if you're listening in, to you as well, Kevin's other co-host. Mash the Gas podcast ranked within the top 10 NASCAR podcast for 2023.
Fantastic.
You've been doing this show 2 years, 2 seasons?
We just kicked off our third.
Okay, so completed 2. So we just have to take a quick moment and recognize hard work pays off. And that's so awesome that you got there, man.
Kev, how you feel about it?
Well, I appreciate you guys bringing it up. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it. We have fun on Mash the Gas just like we do here on Happy Friday and Discussion Combustion. NASCAR is obviously sports specific, just like I'm sure the WWE world is and things of that nature. But there was about 1,600 NASCAR podcasts in the running for this. And the fact that we made the top 10 for 2023 is outstanding. I love working with Jeff Davis on that project. I love talking about the sport I love. So, yeah, we're pretty stoked, man. We're pretty stoked.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that you brought it up for your boy here, like that's just nothing but love.
That's a solid call out.
I come in here and you guys are sometimes at odds, but like it's always all love. But it's weird to walk into because like sometimes I'm like the fucking sixth toe in here. So
Look, sometimes when you have a sixth toe, you can run faster when you're pivoting on that foot.
that dude, your segues continue to mystify me, and I'm forever grateful.
That
for
was
that.
the segue, but here is one. Okay,
No.
so we were cruising. You want a segue?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
actually,
okay,
I'm
run
supposed
it.
to be doing the cruising.
Run it. See,
I'm
it's all out of love over
I've been
here.
mashing the gas, right?
Yeah.
Mashing it so hard, Art, that you got something to tell us about the Denver speed limit.
Oh, that
signs.
was good. I see why you wanted to still do that. Yeah. So
I'm glad we lampshaded that too.
So Denver plans to finally change the speed limit signs, and I don't know if everyone's really going to love this, but this was voted on December 2021, so a couple years back. And what they're doing is they want to decrease from 25 miles per hour in residential areas to 20 miles per hour in residential zones. And with this, they are going to be changing out all the signs soon. And my whole thing about this is, well, let me explain their reasoning first.
Okay.
Is that they want to help reduce the, like, you can get hurt worse at 25 if a pedestrian gets hit opposed to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to reduce injury rates.
Right.
But are people actually going to slow down? Are they actually going to? Even if it's 20 miles per hour, I believe not. I've lived in Denver residence, like Park Hill, all that area, and I've seen people like haul ass 30, 35 down to 25.
You know how far Park Hill is from my house?
5 blocks?
Yeah, it is.
5 blocks away.
So it's like, how do we feel about this? Like, sure, it makes sense why they're doing it. They're spending our tax money on new signs. Do you think they're actually going to work?
That's a good question. I mean, if the reasoning is to reduce the impact to somebody maybe being struck by a vehicle, like I guess I can understand that. The enforcement part, I think, is a good point to bring up, because I was going to ask, would you like to volunteer to be hit by me doing 20 miles an hour in my Focus so we can really test this thing?
Well, I would like to have some speed traps all over the residential areas after this happens, so then they're actually getting people, right?
Wait a minute, are you actually advocating for speed traps?
If you're changing something to try to implement some new rules, then let people suffer the consequences and deal with it for a little bit. Look, in speed traps, I've gotten tickets from those, but I was speeding. So it's like, if you're within the limits,
it's gonna be hard to do that in a residential area, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, they got those white vans.
So here's the thing. I've done public outreach campaigns when it comes to traffic safety and things like that. Cars they've never been safer for the driver, but they've never been less safe for everyone else. Mm-hmm. Because cars are built like fucking tanks now, with worse blind spots. They're heavier. They're absolutely brutal for pedestrians, which is why now, mandated by law, you have to have cross-traffic rear view cameras. Because like if you hit someone in a car, it's gonna fuck them right up, dude. And so like in general, yeah, I'm in favor of this, but I can't tell you the last time I saw a cop out there. Like I don't know where all the cops are.
That's a good point.
And so like enforcement, we'll see how it goes. I think this is well intentioned. Will be interesting to see what the impact actually is.
I don't think there's going to be much of an impact, honestly.
I
just don't.
I would agree with that. I think there's too many discrepancies there, like you just mentioned with the enforcement piece of it. But I am hungry to see how all that turns around. And speaking of being hungry, John, you got something to tell us about some of the best places for meat in the
Okay, so Fox 31 came up with the best places for steak in Denver Metro. Come on, baby. I know everyone in this room enjoys a great piece of meat. And I didn't write this. I didn't fucking write this. As always, check out the link in the show notes.
I love you so
I can't
much,
even
John.
see the whole list.
love you.
And we have the top below. So I tried so hard.
You
that
missed
was
the
good.
wink.
Yeah,
You're supposed to wink after you said, everybody, come on, baby. I know everyone in this room loves
Let me try it again.
great piece of meat.
Come on, baby. I know everyone in this room loves a great piece of meat.
No.
Fuck you.
It was good.
That
It was
wasn't
good,
bad.
though. It was good.
All right. So, okay, here's what we got.
I love you, man.
We got, I love you too. Garden Grace, which I have been to. Garden Grace is amazing. Troy Gard came up with this. His daughter is also named Grace, same as my daughter. And you can get a filet mignon flight there. So it's a flight where it's grass-fed. It's it's free. I can't remember what the three of them are. One of them is grass-fed. One of them I think is Wagyu. Whatever it is, you get 3 different versions of it. It is exceptional. Everything at Garden Grace is just amazing. Shanahan's is on this list. Shanahan's I find good, but a little bit overpriced for what you get.
It's really well known.
I mean, it's Mike Shanahan. Like, it's a Broncos town.
Yeah.
Capitol Grill's on here. Steakhouse 10 in Inglewood. I've never been to Steakhouse 10. I've been to Capitol Grill. That's a chain.
So you've been to 2 of these 4 that we have here.
I've been to 3 out of the 4, actually.
Yeah.
But I want to add one to this list.
Okay.
Bastions. It's on Colfax. It's like right near Cerebral Brewing. It is old Denver, man. And Bastions. And so on the sign it says home of the sugar steak. And so you go, sugar steak, what the fuck? That sounds terrible. It's just the rub. Like, they have a bunch of different rubs, and it feels like old Denver, where you get like a twice baked potato. And it's amazing, dude. I love that place. I don't know how deep this list went, because
it was extensive, or else I would have just grabbed the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I literally grabbed the top top 4.
That makes sense.
There's some good meat around the state. I'm reminds me when we did the beef. Remember when we were hanging the beef out a few episodes ago?
Vote for beef.
Vote
beef,
for,
baby.
Vote for beef.
Yeah.
The beef is with us.
Yeah,
all
no.
right?
The beef is always with us. What's that place we went to last year? That old steakhouse in Denver, like one of the oldest ones.
Buffalo Exchange?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's not technically a steakhouse, but they offer
rare meat.
Yeah, and it was good.
Yeah, that place is cool.
I'm going for the New York strip every time. That's my favorite cut of steak.
That's a great cut.
It just is. I mean, when it's done right,
with some mashed potatoes,
you can slice it all the way down. You don't have to worry about bones, fat, any of that, and you can eat every slice.
So one of my favorite steaks I've ever had is at Peter Luger in Brooklyn, in New York. Peter Luger voted New York's top steakhouse like 27 years in a row. They only accept cash or the Peter Luger credit card. So you can get your own Peter Luger credit card, and the lower the number you have, that basically your credit card number will be like 1, or like at this point I imagine it's like 10,000 or something. But like that's your number. It's your credit card number. It's crazy.
Yeah, next time I'm in New York, I'll check that out.
Yeah, you will. It's exceptional.
I love a good steakhouse.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, shifting gears here, John. We got something going on at Golden High School. What you got for us?
Oh, dude, this is my alma mater. I love these cats, man, because Denver Story did a story about this. They raised a ton of money for Make-A-Wish, over $200,000. And then because it was this little girl's golden birthday. So we're out in Golden. It's her golden birthday, February 6th. They invited Queen Elsa there. They did a whole thing. This little girl loves Frozen. She has neuroblastoma. And one of my wife's little cousins also had neuroblastoma. So, like, I know what this is. It's cancer of the adrenal glands. So it's rough, dude. Like, it's a tough one. And, like, these little kids overcome it. So they just created a really great day for her. And so as part of this story, the funniest part is I sent you guys a link to the Golden High School students doing the hand jive. This is kind of a unique thing. So Depeche Mode has a song, I Just Can't Get Enough. Like, you know that song, like, dun, 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 dun. So, but everyone does, like, these, like, movements, right? So, and then, like...
they start really slow at first.
Yeah. And then there's, like...
And then it slowly
there's
progresses.
a bunch of them.
Yes.
Yeah. And so,
it's fun.
So the Golden High School hand jive, I showed it to you guys. And the principal said to the reporter, like, you're going to want to get this.
Yeah.
And so they captured it. And, I mean, the fact that they're still doing it, this has been going on for 40-plus years.
Well, look, this was a like 3-minute and 30-second video. Check it out on YouTube. It's so much fun. And honestly, if you don't crack a smile while you're watching this, because everyone's having a great time.
Well,
and
especially cynical high school kids, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's great. I think it's great.
It's beautiful. And they raised $200,000 for this week. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that is incredible. You know what it made me think of? Briefly when I was watching it. Do you remember Napoleon Dynamite when they did the Happy Hands Club? and they're they're doing all the gestures.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be too jivey with my hands, but
it almost makes me sad that I ditched every assembly senior year.
Almost.
Oh yeah.
I guess I did.
I didn't go to a single one senior year.
Not one?
Well, no, I went to one, but then usually I was walking down to Burger King with my friends and getting Burger King breakfast. But
they like politely asked me to go to an alternative school.
Oh.
Yeah. So they didn't want me at those.
They politely asked me, we don't want you at our assembly. Go somewhere else.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Politely. We're going to invite everyone to come to something very specific, right? Because these are our boys.
Oh, 100%. Like we said, you guys hear the Fricassinas play us in and out every single week. What a cool band, man. I still think back to when we saw
Fricassinas.
Let's go Fricassinas. They have a huge announcement. And we're going to be there, I think. April 15th. It's going to be at the Moon Room at Summit, which I know, John, we talked about this off mic a little bit. I don't know if that's...
I don't know the Moon Room. I don't know either.
Okay. But either way, it's going to be an incredible record release party, showcase, all this. And you're familiar with some of the bands that are going to be there.
Oh, dude, holy shit. So the Fricassinas invited some of the best bands in Denver. They invited Counterpunch, No Bueno. Jeremiah, who is in the Fricassinas, actually used to be in No Bueno. And
I didn't know that.
yeah. So that's why he was wearing a No Bueno shirt when we saw them.
Okay.
right.
And then
Saw that.
Egoista. Egoista is a killer fucking band. So this lineup is amazing. And so the Fricassinas record release party, it is going down. When is it? April 15th?
April 15th. Yep, it's going to be a Saturday. I think we should get tickets pretty quick, guys. We can guarantee we're there.
We're going to be there. We will be there. Everyone should join us. And when the first time that I saw the Fricassinas, I mean, that show was so much fun to be a part of. And music, live music, let's go.
Yeah, nothing better. We got more of that coming up and shit to do this weekend. But this one, this one is going to be really special. And, I mean, it's our band. I mean, come on. And those guys are always supporting us. So.
Always supporting us, for sure. I'm just happy to see these guys on the up and up. You know, I know Jeremiah was pumped on social media talking about it, and I was waiting for the announcement. Because anytime, like, stay tuned for the announcement, you're like, well, what's this going to be?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, super stoked for you guys. We can't wait to be there.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so coming up next week, this sort of falls between shows. We got Valentine's Day.
Oh, Valentine's.
Yeah, so everyone's favorite fucking holiday, right?
Sorry.
So we got to at least talk about it, right? So let's mention it. Clearly, no one in this room is very fond of that day.
No.
It's a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah.
And Hallmark holidays are holograph. No, I was going to try to keep going with the H's. Hallmark holidays are just surface level. They don't really hold a deep core meaning. And I can't get behind it. It's this whole facade, and it's so gimmicky. Whenever you're going to the change out section, the holiday section, and Target to go like get excited, that's something that a place you'll never find me in Target. So, like, look, I believe showing love to your significant other. I'm not putting down, like, I would love to have a romantic interest in my life that I'm like really on those levels with. Like, that would be awesome. But I'm not gonna like get all foo-foo for just one day. Like, sure, we could go get a nice dinner or something. Mm-hmm. However,
yeah, it's gonna be expensive though.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's fun dropping some coin on an experience. Like, you don't get experiences.
Yeah,
and
but
money.
do that in fucking March when the reservations aren't
do it
fucked up.
Do it once a month.
Yeah.
Just to keep it fun, keep it simple. But I don't get behind the bandwagon of Valentine's Day.
It's not my favorite thing, and a lot of this stems from back when I was in high school. My high school girlfriend. I'm gonna tell, since we're doing storytelling.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
This is the first time I've ever gone public with this.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is the most. When people ask me what's my most embarrassing moment in my life, you're about to hear it. Valentine's Day, 2003 or 4.
Okay.
Taking her out for a nice dinner. We had some enchiladas. Went back to. I mean, obviously we were young, so still living with the folks. And I had to have bowel movement, John. Okay. And it was a rough one, real rough one. And then let's just say their plumbing wasn't the best.
Oh dear.
And this is my first time meeting her parents.
Nice.
And I didn't just only clog the toilet. It overflowed. And I soaked the bathroom with shit water, which I've also had happen to me another time in my life. And I know you were there for that one. We're not going to get into that story.
Wow.
So that's my experience with Valentine's Day. So I already had a sour taste in my mouth and on my socks, as you can imagine from that experience. And from that moment forward, I just wasn't a big fan of it.
God bless you for telling that story.
Yeah, and thank you for telling it in the least descriptive way possible. And
Yeah, that's
still
probably
letting
important.
us know everything. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that happened.
Yeah,
that was well done.
fill in your own details there.
That's a true
That was
story.
well done.
So mine, I was in college and I cooked this whole dinner for my girlfriend at the time, and like bought her some some gifts and stuff. Got my roommate out of the house, and so we're there, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have this romantic evening in my apartment. And she goes, yeah, my sister just broke up with her boyfriend. Can we go over there? And I go, okay. And so I sat on the floor of her sister's apartment and played with a cat I didn't even like. And that was my Valentine's Day. And I remember thinking, you know what? Fuck this day. Fuck this day forever.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, obviously, after my experience.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, and thankfully my wife hates it too. And we talked.
That's fantastic.
We talked about the amateur large lady strip off. I think on the show.
Yeah, and that's also a fantastic thing.
So that was an amazing time. Like that, those were my favorite Valentine's days. Right. And so for us, we usually just stay home and we don't do shit.
It's the expectation.
Yeah.
It's this expectation.
You're going to be let down.
Of like this pure romance, like romance novel, rom-com situation.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if I'm taking you out on Valentine's Day, like we've gotten to know each other at this point.
Right.
So it's not like this uncovery phase. And that is what kills it for me, especially when you try to fulfill an expectation and then for some reason it's still not up to, and then upset feelings occur, and then you're just sitting here like, I did try, I put in some thought on this, and you're still upset. And I'm so sorry that your lovey day turned into a sad pouty day, But that's how I feel. And it's like that expectation that you have to fulfill this lovely moment. Why can't you just have lovely moments regularly? Like, life doesn't have to be perfect. And when you try to make it a perfect day, then you're probably going to get challenged that day. So you have to be prepared for that. But
you know what I've realized is our Valentine's Day is, ever since we got this hot tub, any night that we're in there just after the kids go to bed and we're just hanging out, like the two of us, just talking, catching up, listening to music, maybe having a little whiskey. Like, that's
the moment.
Yeah.
So how about this? It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day for someone to be your Valentine.
Well, there you go.
You've said that in the past on Happy Friday when we talk about, I forget what holiday, it might have been Christmas, whatever, getting gifts, the pressure of it. You should be able to do that 365 all the time, right? So February 14th, like you said, Art, it has been labeled kind of a Hallmark holiday, which it is. And there is expectations and pressures around it. Chocolates, cards, candy.
If you want to make it your day, make it your day and enjoy the shit out of it, but don't set yourself up to be let down.
So what about March 14th, Kevin?
So March 14th, I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention to this, but it actually is recognized on the calendar as Steak and Blowjob Day. And so that kind of ties back into our steakhouses here. That'd be a great opportunity on March 14th.
I've only heard that as Pi Day because 314 is 3.14.
But it is. It's because it falls exactly a month
Is that
after.
a bit? Like, is that someone's bit?
It's legit.
Okay.
No, it's legit. If you look up when is Steak and Blowjob Day,
let me know how that goes for you.
As everyone's Googling right now, it's going to say March 14th, 2023.
So look.
And I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. I mean, a little less than 30 days later, because it's like 28 days later or something, February 14th to March 14th, there's things to look forward to.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's not be gender exclusive here. So you said Steak and Blowjob Day.
Well,
could also be Steak and Cunnilingus Day?
Oh,
just
I like that.
just Steak and Oral Day.
So
let's do that.
It's
I like
oral.
that
It's oral fixation day. You're getting the steak.
That's a little bit more inclusive.
Yeah.
So
I
good
suppose.
call, John.
I suppose.
No, that was a great call.
Because obviously this was, that started around the idea of, okay, Valentine's Day is all for her. Now it's about him the next month. But you're right, John. This is 2023. It's Steak and Oral Day.
Yeah. Let's be progressive.
I like that.
Okay, so that's coming up.
I feel like we're really making waves with the show.
Yeah, no, we're doing important work here.
Yes. This is Happy Friday, Denver.
All right, so I got to give a shout here. Coming up this weekend, we got Record Thieves at the Marquee Theater with Barry Mia, All Waffle Trick, and Lights in the Sky. I am going to that because my buddy is doing a pub crawl. It is his 40th birthday. That's why I'm wearing this hat. This hat, if you can't see it, says Snoochie Boochie's Blunt Man. I've had this hat for more than 20 years. I never wear it. It is killing me right now. I am going to have the worst fucking headache because it is so tight. But my boy and I both had this hat. So it's a Kevin Smith reference. It's from Chasing Amy. It's Blunt Man and Chronic.
Both going to wear it?
No, fuck no. That's why I'm wearing it now.
Okay.
It's actually a Beastie Boys themed pub crawl.
Okay.
And so, like, if you see a bunch of people dressed like Beastie Boys, that's us, man. So we'll be out there. Happy birthday to Jason. Also, my best friend, Steven. Thank you for being my best friends. You were born on the same day in the same year. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Crazy.
The universe is crazy like that. So.
Jason, Steven, do you know each other? Have they met?
Yeah, they know each other.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
How close were they born in time?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know what time they were born.
Okay.
Happy birthday, boys.
Yeah.
So,
have some fun this weekend, John. That's going to be good.
Yeah, no, that'll be good. And that's a great show, by the way. Barry Mia and All Waffle Trick and Lights in the Sky, all great bands. Record Thieves is headlining. Those guys fucking kill it. It's going to be an awesome show. Marquee Theater, 8 o'clock.
You live an amazing life, John. And anyone who's getting out there this weekend to do Ninja, Nerf, Gun Wars, that's going to be an amazing evening, too. Actually, it's not happening during the evening. It's happening at 4 p.m. I guess that's early evening.
That's like dinner time if you're 75 years old.
Yeah, or you're fasting.
Are you going to go to that, Art? Because I know how much you're excited about.
So I was highly considering this. It's only $35. I can afford that.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't scrape together $35 bucks,
and
man.
so I was considering this, and we were doing some extra research. And then come to find that all the pictures of the event is just, adolescents.
It's a lot of children.
And so, if I were to go in there, it would be unfair.
No, go wreck some kids. It's Nerf guns, man. It's not paintball.
I'm going to go buy all the most expensive Nerf guns I could possibly find with the most amount of Nerf darts. Do they call them darts or foamers?
No, they're darts.
Okay,
Nerf
because they're
ammo.
like made out of foam.
That's an investment that pays for itself, though, Art.
It is.
You buy a shitload of Nerf guns. I mean, that's like buying gold or, well, not crypto anymore, but,
we can turn on the disco light at 11:11 and shoot each other with Nerf guns. We could set up a bunch of empty beer cans and Nerf gun it.
I don't think I want to participate in that. But so if you don't want to do Nerf
So what are you doing?
So if you don't want to do Nerf gun shooting, monster trucks, guys. I love my motorsports. I might still go. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how I feel on Saturday because Monster Jam's a lot of fun. It's at the Ball Arena. If you've never been, it is a good time. Have a beer, grab your friends, your girlfriend, whatever. Maybe an early Valentine's little date. Go kick up some dirt. John, we were talking off mic. You did it. I think everyone's at least seen it once. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It has kind of a hard ceiling on it for how much I'm going to enjoy it. Like after a certain point, I go, okay, this is kind of the same.
Yeah.
But to when you get in the building, you go, yeah, fuck yeah, lean into it and have a great time.
Now, do you think it would be equal or less difficult than watching the kid break the Guinness World Record basketball dribble or watching Monster Jam?
That depends, man. Can I drink beer during it?
Both.
Then fine. Either one.
Either one.
So my wife said to me, she goes, I can do almost anything if I can drink beer while standing in line. And I go, because we saw a segment on Franklin Barbecue in Austin.
Yeah.
And those people like set up lawn chairs and they're all just drinking, like waiting for this brisket. Like you go, yeah, I could do that. If you let me drink beer and hang out with some friends, I can do pretty much anything.
It's true. Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah, if you're drinking beer, anything's possible, really.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're always having a cold one on the air. You got your Oscar Blues-Dale's Pale Ale.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, this is what we do here.
Happy Friday, Denver.
Respect.
Always great to be visiting with you guys weekly. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Please rate, review, subscribe to our program on all platforms across the board. Get in touch with us on social media at Happy Friday Den across the board. HappyFridayDenver@gmail.com is your best way to get in touch with us directly. John just removed his hat so his brain can stop.
Please switch that camera to you. They have to see this.
Holy fuck.
There is a
Oh, dude, yeah, wow.
For everyone just listening, John's head is...
I didn't think we were going to come back to me, but yo. Bro, close the show.
That's epic. We're going to get out of here, guys. Super Bowl weekend. We'll be back with you next week. Have fun on Valentine's Day. We love you, Denver. Hit it, Justin.